Hi all, good morning. So I had gotten some requests to talk about my colors that are on my dot card and to kind of go over just kind of to teach about them and why each of the colors are on my dot card. So anyways, I just got this really cool little $15 Meeden palette. It's 33 wells, and I figured out that I could put all my dot card colors in and then even have these little wells if I want to make a nice little puddle of color, and then have the tray area to mix directly on here. I wanted to do one color at a time and talk a little bit about it, and then show you some of my favorite color mixes with that color. So yeah, I'm gonna have fun with this, I think. So I'm gonna start with Hansa Yellow Light, and I'm gonna swatch it out in full strength, and then I'm just gonna give some of my favorite mixes with that color, just random, right? And let's see. Let me get a good paintbrush for this. This will be a good one. So I'm using KingArt Original Gold Angle Shader, like these, for my color mixing. And I think I'll just put a little bit of water and get right to it. I had gotten so busy in December, I hadn't really posted very many videos, so I thought it would be fun to do a color, talk a little bit about it, show you some favorite mixes, and then do a fun little landscape on it. And so this sketchbook is from Michael Solovyev, and he uses the Saunders Waterford 100% cotton paper cold press, which is what I'm using right now for my big painting. So I thought how wonderful to have this book. And since it has the 36 pages, I can do all 18 colors and then still have some more to go through. So I'm really excited about this. It lays almost completely flat. I have a little pin holding it. I put a tape around the border, and I'm just gonna get right into it. So first off, let's just see what the color looks like. Full strength. Get a nice puddle here. I'm actually gonna make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 puddles. So that way, when I go to add the other colors, I already have the Hansa Yellow here, Hansa Yellow Light, to mix. This is just the pure pigment in all of its glory. So Hansa Yellow Light is a series 1 little map here. So Hansa Yellow Light is low staining, it's non-granulating, and it's semi-transparent. And it is part of my smooth mixers. So 6 colors I call my smooth mixers, and Hansa Yellow Light is one of them, meaning that it gets along with just about everybody on my palette. But first off, let's go for the obvious colors that you would want to mix with yellow, right? Let's do a couple obvious ones, and then maybe we'll do some fun ones. So I like to take a little bit of the quinacridone red, which is normally a very pink color, and when I mix it with my Hansa Yellow, I can get a very pretty, like a richer, almost like a fire engine red or cadmium looking red. There we go. And when you water that down substantially, it can even go into more of almost a dusty peach color. Watch. So I'm just going to water that all the way down and off the page. So kind of like a a watered down, like a reddish peach color, and this could be a very pretty skin tone for somebody who's a little peachy, a little on the peachy side. Another obvious color to mix with yellow would be the phthalo turquoise. And the phthalo turquoise, when you mix it with the Hansa Yellow Light, you can get this really, really cool, I call it a Mountain Dew. So let's put some more yellow in there and a little bit more of, see how it turns it from this like lightest lime to this Mountain Dew color, and then adding a little bit more of the turquoise, phthalo turquoise. You could get that pure grass green that is so popular. Those of you who've taken my class, you know what I say. Don't use grass green by itself. If you're going to use grass green, always have other colors mixed in with it so that the grass green can be your color pop. But what about those really cool colors that you can get? For instance, I can take my Hansa Yellow Light and put just a ittiest bit of the quinacridone sienna, and I can get a lovely yellow ochre color that is going to stain, and that it's going to have a beautiful glow. So if I didn't want to use yellow ochre or raw sienna because it's a little too chalky, I can mix my own. Now, if I take that Hansa Yellow and that quinacridone sienna, that same two color mix, right, and get it to where it looks like a slightly darker version of that. Look how pretty that is. Almost like a quinacridone gold color, right? And then you add the teeniest, ittiest bit of magenta, like just the tiniest bit, and you mix that up to where it looks like this. Watch what happens when you water this down. This is cool. You can get such a cool sunny sand color. If you put just a little bit more, it'll usually go into more of a sand color, which is pretty cool to have. There we go, look at that. So just with the quinacridone sienna and magenta, you can have this whole range of nature kind of yellow, golden yellows. What about some fancy colors? What if we took some lunar earth and tested that theory? Is it really a smooth mixer? Look at this beautiful, look at that. You might as well have painted yellow ochre. Boom, look at that, isn't that pretty? What if we took some sepia and just, let's do this pile here, and mixed it. This odd color, the very, like, almost like, it reminds me of Peerless Watercolors. They have this color called ecru, and it looks like that pure, but when you water it down, it is a really neat color. Really, really pretty. Just think about like a weathered old barn siding or something like that. Yeah, sepia and a yellow light. What about some blue? What if we took some French ultramarine, which is a very cool blue, and mixed it with the Hansa Yellow? You get something in this family, but it's just a little bit richer, a little different, isn't it? Now that's with the French ultramarine. If you use the phthalo blue red shade, which is similar, you get the same kind of color, but much crisper. See that? So just knowing which blue to mix. So if you're mixing French ultramarine, you're going to get more granulation. Well, you're going to get granulation and you're going to get more of a, I don't know, more of a sedentary color. But if you mix it with the phthalo blue red shade, you're going to get a little crisper color. What about going the other way? What if we wanted to have a really nice puddle of the magenta, and then we just slowly pulled in a little bit of the Hansa Yellow. Wait till you see this beauty. Just beautiful. Look at that color. It's like a brick red. Oh, I love that color. I mean, that is seriously one of my favorite mixes that I can get with the Hansa Yellow Light. It's just the quinacridone magenta. And that's another thing, is you don't always have to mix, 50-50. So see how that ecru color, how it looks kind of icky here, but look at in this passage. That could be absolutely beautiful in some forest scenes. Let's do another fun, unsuspecting color. We're going to do some Payne's Gray, and we're going to mix that with the Hansa Yellow. And mix enough to where you can see that it has the Payne's Gray in it. Let's go back up to the green section. Quite a gray green. If you add more Payne's Gray, you can get even more of that color, that gray green. Let's do even more. I've already stained my new sketchbook. I'd like to see some blue on here. So what if we did a nice puddle of the phthalo blue red shade, real strong color. Give me some green water. And this time just put a little tiny bit of the thing just to shift it ever so slightly. Watch this. So see, it took this phthalo blue red shade and turned it almost like a Prussian blue color. Really pretty. That's a really pretty color, watered down as well. Really pretty. What about some lunar blue? Lunar blue is a trippy color. So let's see what it does with a little bit of this yellow friend here. So here's what it looks like. Full. And let's water that color down. See that nice soft green. So I feel like that color isn't my favorite. So I am going to a little bit. Put a prettier color on it. Because I'm a weirdo and I want this sketchbook to be super cute. So let's go back to that Payne's. That's the Payne's Gray. And I'm going to put a little tiny bit more in it. So it still has that yellow influence. It's just a little bit better mix. There we go. So now let's do a little landscape. Let's do a quick landscape with Hansa Yellow. light. And for this, I'm going to get a bigger brush. Just going to start off with the yellow. I want to show you how they mix right on the paper. A little bit of quinacridone sienna. How those colors mix right there on the paper. Some more yellow. A little dusty yellow. Let's go ahead and blend some of that. Let's get a little bit of that Payne's gray in here. So I want you to see how these colors work together. Let's go right into that beautiful red color. Show that range that we can get. Pull some of this green. I got that grass green. What if we took some of that ecru, that's kind of an icky color, showed you how it looks mixed in with that gray color. We'll go back up to some of that green. Some more color in there. Some more of that beautiful gray. Sometimes when we swatch, it's just not indicative enough of the potential for what is going on with the colors when you get them together in one spot. Let's get some of this green. Blue color was just amazing. So I did the phthalo blue red shade and I let it just tone down, right, with some of these other colors. Let's just mix it all up. Let's get a fantastic variety here. A little bit of a drag here. Come in. Beautiful blue. Now if I wanted to, I could get fancy . Scrape in a couple marks in here. That's nice. Take just a little bit more of that phthalo red shade. Bit of a boost. A waterline here. mix the water. Take a little bit more clean water. And I'm going to just mix up some pure Mountain Dew green. My favorite Hansa Yellow color is Mountain Dew green. That one right there. Just gonna put a little bit here. Bite some lovely foliage. And I can and I can take a little bit of the red, bite that into the story a little bit too. Mix a little bit of that quinacridone sienna, which is such a little glow color. Give it a little bit. All just inviting illusions to come into our story. Create some depth. We can even have a couple of different trees, even a couple dead standing maybe in the background. Subtle little landscape. So I'm just going to dry this really quick. So it's official. I've made my first mess. I'm a messy painter. And here is my first color study. The Hansa Yellow Light and a lovely little landscape. So now I can write what this was. So Hansa Yellow Light. And then we had the Payne's Gray, quinacridone Red, the quinacridone Sienna, quinacridone Magenta. We had the quinacridone Magenta, the phthalo blue red shade, the phthalo turquoise group, right? And what the colors look like swatched aren't always the best example of how beautiful they can be when they're mixed on the paper together. Anyways, let me know what you think of this idea for a little color study and if you'd like to see me do some more. One more thing, I got this cute little stamp on Etsy and I have some archival ink. Let's see, we're now on the 21st. I can just do a quick little stamp of the date. Makes it look even more artsy-fartsy, doesn't it? If you enjoyed this video and would like me to continue this series going through the colors on my dot card, swatched and painted, please leave a like and a comment. Thank you for watching, everybody. Happy painting.